Good morning, everybody. This is Hope, Solina, and Terri, and we're coming live to you this morning for Thriving Thursday mornings. We have decided to share for the next few weeks about what we're doing, real life, real results, real methods that we're using for natural health for our families. And this morning, we're also experiencing a hurricane come across Central Florida. And so we just want to touch in with you, let you know we're okay. And this is part of what we do. We use oils for real life. We use oils for emergencies. We use them all the time. So I'm going to let Solina and Terri introduce themselves and just share with you how they're doing this morning. And then I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get going. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. How are you, Solina?
I'm doing good. Yeah. Praying for everybody who's in flood areas, but can't complain. Electricity coming in and out, but here we are. And yes, our oils are with us.
Yeah. And Terri, the storm's about to head your way after it comes through ours, right?
Yes. So I'm up in North Carolina and we will expect some good heavy rain later on starting tonight. I'm glad to know that you ladies are safe. It makes me happy when I know that my Florida family is all right. And yeah, we're all oiled up as well and getting ready to start the workday in a little while. And so, we got to get it going. So I'm excited to be here again this morning.
Yeah. Well, even in the middle of like whatever's happening in our day, we're using natural methods for whatever is happening. And today I know there's some stress levels are a little bit higher, probably in everybody's home. Maybe didn't sleep super well last night if the windows were banging and the trees were banging and the water levels are rising, which they are around here. So what were each of you doing last night or today for stress levels? Is there anything specific you were using or doing? For me, it was serenity, to stay asleep, to go to sleep, stay asleep. And then this morning I've got frankincense under my tongue and my favorite mental health oil is adaptive. How about you, Solina?
Well, my favorite, definitely like a calming sensation is the combination of copaiba and frankincense. I feel like frankincense is just like clarifying and helps with foggy brain. Yeah. And then when I add in the copaiba, it just kind of balances out that sense of just really kind of a more balanced state. So that's always good for me. I also, when I wash my hair, I tend to get very itchy scalp. So this morning I lathered my scalp in some rosemary and peppermint, which also helps adrenals and helps other things. So definitely kind of an invigorating wake up call this morning with that and just kind of embracing life even in the midst of the storm, right?
There you go. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, for me at night, like you said, Hope, it's serenity, not only the oil on the bottom of my feet and then the diffuser, but a couple of capsules too. Yeah, absolutely. And
the capsules, that's his preference, is he wants it in.
Yeah. Especially after a long day. Yesterday was a long day for me work-wise. I moved from thing to thing to thing, lots of meetings. And so to just kind of settle and stay settled. I know a lot of people use lavender at night to sleep, but lavender will get me to sleep, but it doesn't keep me asleep. So serenity is the new oil of choice for sure. And what's really funny is I've been using it for my little long-haired Chihuahua as well. He's been dealing with some anxiety. He's getting older, he's like 16 now, 15. And he's starting what used to be when he would get anxious about something, just spinning in a circle, just real cute. Now he's really starting to sound like he's in distress. He yelps and so before he goes to bed at night, I take a drop or two of serenity, put it on my hands and run it down his back from his head to his tail. And he rocks out. And I noticed during the day, I've been doing it now for about a week, and I noticed during the day, he's very calm, not necessarily every time something moves, he's not barking and making noise. So it's been a big help for him as well.
That's so important to remember. We've got so many furry friends, so many of us have pets, and that oils are safe and so effective to use for them. And most dogs don't like storms.
No.
Our Frenchie has not been happy with the amount of rain. He's not wanting to go get his feet wet or go to the bathroom. And he's like, staying inside on the beds and wherever we are, he's like right there next to us. And so being just the safety of being able to, we use cedar wood on him a lot. Cedar wood is really grounding. And then it's got this really safe, it has emotionally speaking, it's the oil of community and feeling safe and connected. And so, and then it smells, its bonus is like, he smells great. It's like, so it's beneficial for all of us, but then he calms right down and just lays still and is happy and relaxed. And so it's so nice to be able to have that both ways, you know, for us and our pets.
Truthfully.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned cedar wood, I've got to say cedar wood is an amazing oil. Like it's become one of my favorites, and I use it even on my face. So every day, yeah, I lather my face. It feels like it seals the moisture in. I know that when the weather is changing too in this season, some people feel that dryness. So even like combining it with your nice moisturizing routine, it kind of seals things in. It's really wonderful, and it helps with acne as well. So, and it's an inexpensive oil, like you can really leverage it.
Yeah. And to have it smell so incredibly, it's like a beautiful, strong, masculine, safe, grounding smell. That's like just wonderful. Feels so good. All right, well, let me share my screen and let's just touch on what are we using for ages, for different ages in our life. What real life stories have we experienced in all these ages here? Today's topic is going to take you through the ages all the way up to our glory years and what we found to be really effective. So Solina, would you kick us off with oils for pregnancy and nursing and infants and toddlers?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. The lifelong vitality has been one of those things that has been a game changer for many women who don't tolerate prenatal. So we've had many testimonials. I know that you have a testimonial of somebody who's even, right? You might want to share that.
That's right. Yeah, I remember it was someone whose husband worked at a supplement company. And when they compared their supplements and doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality Pack, doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality Pack came out as the superior pack for using as prenatals. And so that kind of floored me. I was excited to see that it uses folate instead of folic acid, so the natural form of folate, and had such a well-rounded balance of vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and it was bioavailable. So easy to digest and bioavailable.
Yeah, and we all know that prenatals, especially pharmaceutical-based prenatals, are very hard to digest, and you generally see that you're eliminating a lot of them through urine and stuff. So you don't see that in lifelong vitality, and the fact that it be food-based. And that point about folate versus folic acid is really important because there's people that absolutely do not process folic acid in that form. So, you know, they say they mention it a lot to women because they talk about deformities on the spine, but they don't mention that it needs to be in that folate form for most cells to process it and use it for the safety of the spine and central nervous system.
Yeah, there's so many simple methods like using fennel to increase milk supply, or using frankincense and lavender to help alleviate a headache, or digestin to ease the nausea. And there's several solutions for nausea because there's the ginger drops, the ginger oil. Slim and Sassy has ginger in it, which also the new MetaPower, the metabolic blend, has ginger in it and is safe for pregnancy. So there's so many natural solutions. I know so many women who suffer with something when they're pregnant or when they have a little one because they don't want the dangers that other things can bring into the newborn. And
yeah.
So it's so wonderful to be able to have these oils and natural solutions.
And I was going to mention Tamer because I've worked with some women during their first months of pregnancy that were having severe, nausea and digestive discomfort. And Tamer was the one that they tolerated versus Digestin that has a stronger aroma.
Yeah.
So that's a great oil. Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
See, this is just a snapshot. For me, I wish that I would have had oils when I was pregnant. And
I was about to say the same thing.
Nearly as much as I did. But I'm now so grateful to be able to know so many women who've been able to leverage them through their pregnancy. It's wonderful to have so many health professionals too, like the essential oil midwife, who integrate oils into their practices for their clients. So you know you have someone who's really specialized, who really knows what they're doing, highly recommending the use of essential oils during pregnancy, birth, and aftercare.
Mhm.
Okay, so the next subject, Solina, could you share a little bit about, let's say, kids ages 2 and teens? I've got some teens myself, so I've got
Yeah.
some personal stories about
Don't
some.
we all?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything to share on kids age 2+?
Yeah. So I'm a pediatric occupational therapist. And so I incorporated oils when I became a wellness advocate into my practice with children. And I would create blends. Like I try to go to homes with something for allergies, or something for respiratory, with something. So I'd be creating blends and I'd have samples. So when the kit came out for children that was already pre-made, and we know that the science behind doTERRA is absolutely amazing and mind-blowing, that they really study when they blend these oils together, so they're synergistic and work really powerfully. So it was so fun to go into homes, know that I was providing something so helpful, and have the kids also explore the different blends and see what they gravitated towards. I'd have sessions where kids wanted to just lather in all the oils, which was pretty fun. So definitely, and I think we can't underestimate that, like, a lot of our kids at the age of 2 start having some allergies or respiratory issues, and really taking care of that gut health and nutritional support is essential.
Yeah. And my
Yeah.
daughter loves the PB Assist Junior sticks, which is so helpful for their gut, but they fight over them like they love them. It's wonderful. And then the kids collection, to be able to have the Brave oil, is probably one of their favorites too. It has really helped them with their, when they feel nervous about going to school or giving a presentation or standing up in front of the class, that's the one they go to give them that boost of emotional confidence.
Yeah. And then I think during these times also, our teen years, the kids are, vulnerable. They've had a lot of transitions in the last few years, and having the adaptive and oils that support their nervous system are key. And the ones that support hormonal shifts as well. The Claricom has been amazing. If people are having difficult menstrual cycles or just transitioning into that new phase of life. So that's a beautiful blend to help people with that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at one of the Facebook comments, and Laurel Ordonez says, Clark loves the cloud that Solina brings to our house.
Now I've got to add in some oils with Clark. That's Laurel's dog.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so natural. It's so simple. It's like, it makes so much sense to our animals and our kids that it's funny how we think of this as something weird or something. It's just very simple. They're oils, and our body loves them. How about for teens? Probably the number one in our family is the Claricom, the monthly blend. That one, if we run out, we've got 2 people in my house that's menstruating. And if we run out of Claricom, then we use Deep Blue for the discomfort on the lower back. Claricom on the front over the ovaries, Deep Blue on the back. If we run out of Claricom, it is not a happy day. It makes sense
For anybody.
For anyone.
For anybody. I had endometriosis for almost 10 years and would take ibuprofen every month for it. And when we finally got oils, I would say Claricom and Deep Blue handled about 80% of that discomfort. And I'm so grateful. I mean, it also affects me emotionally. It helps relieve the emotional upset too. It's wonderful. It smells amazing. How about you ladies? Either of you have a personal testimony in the teens category?
I think adaptive has really been a big change for me. For my teen, I've added it to her supplement, the supplements.
Yeah.
I've added it to her daily vitamins and supplements. It's helped to manage some of the emotional ups and downs of being almost 15. And on the opposite end, it's also helped to manage some of the emotional ups and downs of being postmenopausal. So we're all we are all really enjoying that blend. I keep the rollerball at work on my desk. I use it 2 or 3 times throughout the day. Such a wonderful way to just, keep your emotions in check, So even if I'm dealing with a really irate customer on the phone, I'm not pulled into that energy. I'm really able to just kind of hold my space, recognize and empathize that they're upset, but I don't get moved by it anymore. And it's really, really a great tool.
That's so good. That's really powerful. I mean, what you just said is super powerful. To be able to shift the way you experience your day.
Yeah.
Makes all the difference.
Absolutely. And we don't realize how exhausting getting upset can be, And so that's why sometimes when you leave a work day, we say, oh, it was just a stressful day. But stress causes exhaustion. It leads us to that place, we spend all that energy on 12, and having these oils at our disposal to stay even and to just, was it a busy day? Absolutely. But I no longer experience those. When I clock out, and now I'm able to go take care of my family in a new way because I'm not exhausted emotionally and physically from just engaging in all this stress and emotion all day long. It's very different, and it's a blessing, really, because it's given me back to myself and to the people that I love. So it's pretty cool.
That right there is fabulous. Giving you back to the people you love. But one final thing on teens is the thinker. That was the attention deficit. Yeah, that was the thinker or focus blend right here. In Tune is what it's called, and thinker. Our youngest daughter really benefits from that. We roll it right on her spine. It probably lasts really well, about an hour, hour and a half, about 90 minutes. And then we need to reapply. But I can distinctly notice the difference. So can she, where she's able to understand data. She's focused in, dialed in, wants to see the result. Math has been a challenge for her. And at about the 90-minute mark, you can see it wane off and she loses interest and she needs a break. But to be able to have that, otherwise, within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, she's like, I don't want to do this. I don't understand. Why is it so hard? I want out. So it's been really helpful to have that tool available for her to use. And she sees the difference. It's very empowering.
Cool.
Wonderful.
All right, let's move to our last categories. That's adults and glory years. What personal stories in the adults category? I mean, we're all adults here, so I know we've got lots of things to share, but our whole focus today was just oils are safe for every age. Look at how available they are for everything. So who wants to share something in the adult category? Something personal, something real.
Well, I'll tell you, I discovered the deep blue stick at convention.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that.
I didn't have one.
Yeah.
And deep blue is one of those ones, especially once you've got a little more gray in your hair. I have a tendency to not, for me, I don't want to smell like an old lady. So I keep deep blue at home and I put it on at night or when I'm at home, but being out and about. So I didn't buy the deep blue stick because I said, no, I'm not going to put that on and walk around. And one of my friends that I was with at convention, she kept it in her purse. And with all the standing and the walking and she pulled it out and she put it on her lower back and she was like, you want some? And I was like, I was in such pain. I was like, yes, thank you. It didn't matter what it smelled like. Give me that. And I was so pleasantly surprised. Yeah. It smelled great. It wasn't the same overpowering kind of smell sometimes that the oil can be. And it worked immediately. I mean, I was able, I was using it on my ankles and my feet and my, I was deep blue stick and everything. So when I got home, I added that to my loyalty rewards immediately. That was a great addition to the house. So I love that. That deep blue stick makes such a difference.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say the yarrow palm too. I mean, that is an oil that is so hydrating.
Yeah.
And you really see some beautiful shifts in the skin when using that. But I'm with you. That deep blue stick and copaiba stick is amazing. I love it's the oil of surrender. And I also think that as we move into later years, practicing that level of surrender and shifts of life, right, as things move. And so it's beautiful. And I use it on even my pediatric clients, and I'll have a little guy who's, you know, medically compromised. And when I put that stick on his spine, he always sighs, like a sense of relief. It's so
Wow.
cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
amazing.
That's precious. Yeah, it's my husband and I both, we use Lifelong Vitality Pack every day, the supplement pack, and don't want to go a day without it, and notice if we miss it. And it took our energy levels up to where we feel like, wow, normal, and I'm awake all day and present and energized. It feels supported all day. And then we use frankincense under our tongue every day as well for preventative care. It's just good for everything. And yarrow palm too. My skin has never felt so nourished as it does with the yarrow palm skincare set. It's just incredible for skin.
Yeah, and the digestive enzymes and probiotics also, as we age, we lose some of those. So it's really handy to have. For me, it makes a huge difference if I have my enzymes with me with every meal. So that's definitely a go-to, and it'll help us break down the nutrients of what we're putting in our body.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
Terrazyme is a daily for us too. Anytime we've eaten cooked food or hard to digest foods like meats or dairies, we take doTERRA's digestive enzyme.
Absolutely.
Okay, final topic, glory years. Any personal stories, anything specific to share?
Well, you know, my mom lives with me and she's 74. And so Lifelong Vitality Pack every day. We've actually started adding in the bone nutrient for her as well. And I think it's just really important for our seniors as well as our kids to remember the dilution ratios. Mommy is very sensitive, so she always has to. Now, there's plenty of oils I can use just neat. I just put it on and slather it on. But we always have to make sure that we dilute for her. We use a lot of coconut oil and things like that. But literally, and now, of course, what's not on this sheet, because this is brand new, it's MetaPower.
Yeah.
And the caplets and the sachet. And oh my goodness, I'm watching her. She was experiencing some pain in her hip and leg. She's kind of borderline diabetic, so she watches that with diet and exercise, but exercise, because of the pain, had kind of gotten diminished. She wasn't walking as much as she was. And now she's gone from like doing 2,000 steps a day. She's back up to like 8,000 steps a day. She's walking again every day. And she's like, oh my goodness, I feel good and I'm not hurting. And, you know, I'm watching the clock turn back for her in a lot of ways, you know, as well as for myself. But you know, she's 20 years my senior. So I'm looking at what my future looks like when I watch her. You know, I kind of gauge it that way. And so, first of all, to watch her, you know, a lot of times, sometimes as we get older, we are more resistant to try new things and you know, embrace new things. And I think that's the one thing I admire most about her, is that she's like, okay, what's this new thing? How do I use it? Where do I put it? Okay, what does it do? What does this one do? And she's always, you know, she recently became a wellness advocate herself, and you know, I hear her on the phone talking with her friends saying, well, you need some MetaPower, honey. You need some Deep Blue. Yeah. Oh, well, this will take care of that. You need these Lifelong Vitality Pack vitamins. And it's just, you know, she's like, because you don't have to suffer. You know, she's really got that message. And so I love watching that. I love that. I mean, we have a few ladies on our team who are in that 70s category, and watching them all just thrive and grow and know that, no, we'll find something else. We'll find a natural solution for that. I don't have to, you know, necessarily take a pill So I'm really excited to watch that happen and to know that that's what my future looks like, that I'm, I don't have to fear. I just turned 54 last week, and I don't have to be afraid of what the years that are coming in front of me look like. In fact, I was laying in bed last night and I really had an epiphany. I was like, I'm laying there and I'm going, I think my belly is getting flatter. Like, what is happening? And my nightshirt that I had on last night that was kind of just hit under my knee is down around my ankles. Like it's ankle length now. And that's less than 2 months with MetaPower. And it's amazing, right? The transformation that happens. And like I said,
Your face looks different.
Thank you. To know that as each year passes, I'm going to get better and not decline. You know what I mean? I think when I was a kid, there was a commercial that there was an Oil of Olay commercial, and the lady on the commercial said, I don't intend to grow old gracefully. I'm going to fight it every step of the way. And I've always adapted that idea. But now, I mean, the tools that we have at our disposal now is just amazing.
Yeah, you can feel confident using them.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, ladies. That wraps up our topic, and we want to go ahead and end here. I just want to finish by sharing what we're going to be talking about. So specifically the next few weeks. Next week is week 3. We're going to be talking about nutrition and supplementation. Like, we're going to deep dive a little bit more on what we're all experiencing personally in our bodies with this nutrition line. And then the week after that will all be about discomfort and physical body sensations. And the week after that is stress, sleep, and emotions. Then you've got, what are we doing in our home to reduce the toxic load in the home? And then metabolic health. And that's the MetaPower that Terri was just talking about. And we'll wrap up with skincare, what we're doing there. So join us Thursday mornings for Thriving Thursday, and drop your comments below. We're going to go back and look at those and answer those over the next couple of days. We'd love to hear from you. And thanks so much for listening to our personal life stories about transformation and what's changing and what's new in our life. We hope you have a fantastic Thursday.
Yeah. Stay safe.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Be safe.